Well guys, just on the first leg of the journey, managed to get the train down to Manchester Airport, so now just heading right down to Terminal 2, and I've got a bit of a wait. I had to get the last train out to Charlie, so yeah, got a bit of a wait, but it's not a problem. Try and get my head down for a couple of hours, and then a flight early hours of the morning to Bulgaria. So yeah, for those that don't know, this is a bit of an emergency visit. I'll explain more when I get there. Catch you later guys, do skoro. Well guys, second leg of the journey complete, and we had a delay on the tarmac at Manchester, so we've now arrived in Bulgaria at 12:30ish in the afternoon, and I'm just leaving the airport now to catch the bus for the third leg of the journey, which is the sunny beach. And then of course for us it's a little bit different because we needed to catch another bus then up to the village where the house is, but yeah, almost there. Hi guys, well, welcome back to another few episodes from #GB2BG, and yeah, back again in Bulgaria. So if you follow my YouTube channel, you will realise that I have said on a couple of occasions that I'm back for an emergency visit, and that is the case. So last week we had quite a severe storm in this area, really bad. And we were a little bit worried about the house, but the house has held up fine. But it did mean that we checked our cameras, and we're not sure whether it's anything to do with the storms or whether it was to do with the work on the roads that's been happening recently, or just one of those things. But the emergency that happened is right out front of the house. So yeah, everything's fine with the house itself. But unfortunately, for those of you that will remember, our wall was leaning slightly, and our wall no longer exists. So the whole wall that was leaning out has just fallen. It's just come over, it's fallen now. We do know there's been quite a bit of work done. You can see by the fresh tarmac in there, been quite a bit of work done on this road. We've had some heavy equipment on here, possibly some jackhammers on the road as well, so we're not sure whether that's helped things along or whether it's just been one of them things that's been waiting to happen. So luckily, as you know, I have my good friend Slash, who straight away was straight up here as soon as I told him what had happened, because we'd seen it on the CCTV. He came straight up, checked it out, started moving rubble, tidying things up. He's organised with a local mayor for all the rubble to be collected and taken away. So yeah, so now it's just a case of rebuild time. So guys, as you probably can see, even the bit of wall that's remaining with the gates on is still leaning, and it's crumbling away at the bottom. The foundations are absolutely knackered. It's a very old wall, it's been there a long time, so all this has to come out. So we lose our beautiful gate, we lose all our traditional features, and after having a good chat with Slash, he thinks the easiest option, the quickest option, and not necessarily the cheapest option, but the quickest option that would enable us to not only get it secure but make it look nice, is to use steel posts and steel mesh fencing and just get it in as quick as we can. So it might look a little bit more industrial and not as traditional, but it's better for the budget, it's better for the time scale, so that's what we're going to do. So our time is going to be taken up digging out all these foundations, getting rid of the foundations. So luckily good friend of ours, expat friend of ours, Lorne, has got a jackhammer he can lend us. So we're going to use a jackhammer, break it all up, get rid of it all, get back to ground level, dig some holes, get the posts, get it all measured out, and hopefully have a similar height fence, because that was the original height of the fence. So hopefully have a similar height fence, but in the green steel wire mesh. Seen it on other properties, it looks absolutely fine. Looks more modern obviously, but it'll do. It's still in keeping, it's green, it still blends into the greenery of the garden, so I'm not too worried. Biggest problem is going to be all the work, all the hard work that's going to need to go in. It's going to be a labour intensive job for the next few days, possibly even a few weeks. But not to worry, I will keep you informed. I will keep doing videos, show you the progress. Catch you later guys. Well, good morning guys, Dobro jutro. So the first morning of work is going well. Nice sunny day, and Slash is here. Got a jackhammer out, and we're taking out the rest of the foundations of the wall. Those of you that have been watching, especially my autumn and winter videos, you'll see that we had a huge fig tree that was growing here behind the wall. That was what was pushing the wall away and causing it to lean, as well as the foundations being old. And guess what? After many attempts of trying to kill the fig tree, it's still growing. So all the stone that I put in here to stop it from growing, I've had to remove. So that's been about 6 wheelbarrow loads of stone. But it's out, so now we can start taking this out, looking along. We have a bit of a sad bit to go though. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to lose our original gates. So yeah, as you can see, the posts are starting to come down, and my original gate.
Maybe it's going to fall down.
Don't knock it down. I want to keep it now. You can leave it like that. I know you would, Slash. So yeah, so our original gate has to go. Bit sad really.
Can I ask you a question? How's the vacation?
Brilliant, mate. Brilliant. Thank you very much for this.
Oh, you're welcome.
You're the tradesman, I'm just a labourer. Come on. 2 weeks of this is going to do me in, but it's got to be done. We'll get it gone one way.
Oh, you see now how is the Bulgarian life?
How much are you paying?
Huh?
How much are you paying?
Paying for what?
For my labour.
For your labour? No worries, I'm gonna buy you a bottle of beer.
Dobro jutro. So, day 2 of the visit to fix the wall, and there is no wall left near the house, just a little bit on the driveway to take down, and all the foundations have been dug out. So, well, I'm saying dug out, they've been broken up and all the rubble's been removed, but now we have to dig down to make new foundations. So this is going to be interesting. There's going to be a lot of field stone coming out, and we need a nice channel all the way down for a concrete pour. So yeah, getting there. It's going to be a busy day. It's going to be a bit full on. We'll see how we go. So guys, for those of you that have been following us, you will realise that when we've been doing all the work to the house, putting the new double glazing in, doing the driveway, doing all the bits and bobs, we've created a big rubble pile. And the rubble pile, I thought, oh, I'll be clever, I'll put it near the gate. But now the gate and the wall has to come down, so all my pile of rubble has to be moved. So yes, it's a case of moving what I've already moved yet again. but it has to be done. So I'm already a couple of barrel loads in. I'm just gonna have to keep going until it's all clear. Big job, somebody's got to do it. Hi guys, well it's the end of day 2, or the second full day of me being here, and I've managed to get rid of all the rubble that was here from the previous building work that we've done, which has mainly been doing the double glazing windows and some bits to the roof, and taking down the old wood storage shed when we first arrived. So yeah, all that rubble's now out on the road waiting for collection, which, as I said, we're lucky because it would appear that the municipality, the council if you like, have funds to keep the village clear and tidy of all sort of rubble and debris and stuff. So a quick chat with the mayor has meant that they're going to come and take it all away for free, which you wouldn't get that normally. It just appears to be something that they do here. So they come down with a JCB and they just load up a truck full of all the rubble, and it turns out we're not the only ones to be doing it at the moment. There's our rubble piles on this side of the road, and further up the road there's a rubble pile waiting to be collected there. So it seems to be the done thing. Anyway, let me show you over that. So we've removed all the concrete, and then Slash has started to dig out the trench, and look at all the stone. This stone is amazing stuff. This is all field stone, and it's what the houses are built on. This is what we use for foundations in Bulgaria. Obviously these are the rounded stones, so the square stones are all used on the house foundations, and the rounded stones that aren't quite as good are generally used for outdoor walls. And in this case, as Slash quite rightly told me, that all the old school building techniques meant that they'd put a layer of these big boulders in, and even though it wasn't level and the boulders were all over the place, they would then just put the concrete straight on top. And what would happen is that the boulders would move over time. So the boulders have all kind of not been interlocked properly, they've all moved, and that's what's caused the concrete to crumble and eventually the wall to collapse. So it wasn't just the fact that we had the fig tree in the way, which has been an absolute pain in the backside for so long since we've been here. It's been the one thing I've been trying to get rid of, and hopefully now it's going to go. But yeah, the stone itself would appear to have been the issue, and I wasn't aware of this. You know, Slash only tells me things as he discovers it. But we've had a few of the neighbours, funnily enough, come past from further down the street, and they have had exactly the same thing happen with their original walls. So it's been interesting listening to Slash speak to them, obviously in Bulgarian. I'm stood at the side trying to pick out certain words of what they're saying, and every one of them have said that their wall, their original wall, have all ended up leaning and falling because of the round field stone that we used under the foundations. So it's not just me, it's not just us, it's what happens. Let's face it guys, that's a lot of stone, and that was a lot of hard work this afternoon. Good morning guys, start of day 3, and as you can probably hear on the camera, it's a windy one, very windy today. So
first job today, we've measured up, and second job, we need to get to a couple of builders merchants. Now, as you know, I've got a car here, but because I'm only here for a short time, it's not really worth putting it on the road with the insurance and tax and everything else that's needed. So I've called for help, and my mate Mo is coming up from Sunny Beach with his car to drive us round. So hopefully it won't take an hour or so, get what we need, or at least find out the prices, get it all ordered, yeah, and hopefully some fencing by the end of the week. One of the biggest problems that I'm finding at the moment is to do any job here is that I'm constantly having to move stuff around. So originally when I moved all the roofing tiles, I moved them up to our fence line, and now we're having to remove the fence to put a new fence in. I'm having to move at least a couple of rows of the tiles again, and that's pretty much what I've been doing most of the time I've been here, is just like redoing what I've already done in the past, constantly moving stuff. So yeah, little tip: when you're doing any renovations work and you've got any sort of rubble or any leftover materials, try and find a more suitable spot that you might never have to use. Well, good morning guys. It is now day 5. I didn't film day 4 for 2 reasons. One, because it was just myself and Slash digging out a load of soil from the front underneath what was the stone foundations, which is rather boring to watch. And 2, by about 3 o'clock we had a massive thunderstorm and an absolute downpour of rain. So as you can see, this morning I'm sat back in the sun. It's early, it's about 7:30 AM, and I'm sat with the sun shining in my favourite spot, just with a slightly different view behind me obviously. So yeah, just show you what it's looking like at the moment. So guys, there we go. We basically built a canal for the rain last night. So it's a little bit of a muddy mess. Not exactly great. Pretty much got all the way to the end. Only a few more feet to go before it started. But yeah, unfortunately, rain stopped play. And we've been left now waiting for it to dry out. But I've had a look at the weather this morning, and luckily the weather report is showing that all next week, and pretty much from today onwards from what I can see, is going to be absolutely glorious. It's going to be between 25 and 30 degrees every day, some days going up to 33. So yeah, so potentially it's going to be a lovely week, which is good because it means that we can get everything done that we need to do. We should be able to get the concrete foundation in without too much of a problem, and once that's in and dry, which obviously the weather will help, we're going to need the fencing bolting down, and that's it. It's in, it's done. So fingers crossed, another 3 to 5 days work, and I might be asking a bit much, but we'll see. Another 3 to 5 days work is what I'm expecting, and we'll have a new front fence. And then I can relax a little bit, because then I've got a couple of weeks where I can just do all the little jobs around. If I'm feeling strong enough, I might continue on with the patio, try and get some more of that done. Although I will admit, all this digging and moving, all the hardcore and everything has really taken its toll on me these last few days. But if I'm feeling up to it, I might do that. If not, I might just do some painting in the house, or just something a little bit less taxing. But we'll see. Anyway, that's enough for this week. Catch you all next week. See you later, guys. Do skoro.